fam, bet you're wondering why I'm featuring an EDM artist on the premiere episode of Dead 101. Well, come inside the groovy room and find out, man. Ooh. Hey, what's up? Going for a little Mr. Rogers vibe. All right, welcome to the premiere, very first installment of Dead 101, something I've been promising for a while, and I hope you guys are cool with having to wait for a little bit. So, you're probably wondering why this is the first episode of Dead 101. Why am I doing LP Giobbi? Well, we'll get there. LP Giobbi is an American electronic dance music artist based out of Los Angeles, California. Her debut album, Light Places, was released on May 12th, 2023 this year. And to rave reviews, you may be... Okay, so, forget that you may be. So yes, pretty standard information, right? Well, earlier this year, Giobbi played her Grateful Dead-inspired Dead House shows for official Dead & Company after parties during 2023's Playing in the Sand, and will be doing so again on select dates for the final tour of Dead & Company. As the daughter of Deadheads, this is something she's still kind of freaking out about, apparently. Jerry Garcia's estate also recently tapped her to remix his 1972 debut solo album via Garcia Remixed. A trippy marriage of LP's love of jam bands, psych rock, and dance music. I also have that. It is an acquired taste, I will be more than happy to point out, but it's cool, man, and I believe that Jerry would have loved it. He was always trying to push the boundaries, and who's to say if he was still alive, he wouldn't be messing with that stuff. He was always on the cutting edge, man. As you can see, still reading from my notes. When recently interviewed by Billboard's Anne Monroy Villegas, sorry if I mispronounced that name, Giobbi was asked where the title Light Spaces comes from. She, of course, replied from the song Scarlet Begonias. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. She needed a title for the album and asked her father for some of his favorite Dead lyrics, where reading through what some of his favorite lyrics were. Reading through a pretty lengthy email, where he broke down all of his favorite lyrics, that line and Light Spaces jumped out at her. It speaks of her desire to create emotionally light places for people, similar to how her parents told her they felt at Dead shows. Giobbi dedicated her album to her parents. Again, sometimes you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right, being an inspiration for how she was raised. They also instilled a big importance on live music in her, with music always playing in the house and always going to shows. Again, in the Billboard interview, Giobbi states, "That was kind of our church, standing in a community of people, being part of something greater than yourself." Also, her parents were in the front row for everything that she has done or does. There's even a video out there, if you look for it, from PIL, with her mother riding the rails right there, jamming along with her daughter's music. And it's a pretty cute video, so check that out if you can. Okay. Let's see. When asked what it's like working with DNC, Giobbi stated, "It was crazy. It's Dead & Company's last tour, and I'm doing their after parties in some key markets. I got to introduce my parents to Bob Weir, their hero. My mom said to him, 'Thank you so much for all the joy you've given my family over the many years.' And he put his hand to his heart and said, 'The pleasure is all mine,' with the most sincerity in the world. Deadheads are fucking crazy. That fan base is so intense. To have toured and done this for 60 years, and to have heard that and still hand to heart feel that way was mind-blowing. It was such an inspirational moment to me. Yeah, this lady sure sounds like a deadhead to me, guys. As to getting involved with remixing Jerry Garcia's debut album, she says, I became a female producer, and in order to be taken seriously, I started wearing baggy clothes. That's really fucked up. My parents gave me their vintage Grateful Dead shirts, so I started wearing those, and Children of Deadhead started connecting with me. In fact, DJ Tennis and I became friends because I went to one of his shows and he was wearing a Grateful Dead shirt. A friend was working in a studio and saw that I was wearing these shirts and sent me some of their stems. When I was live streaming and wanted to make it interesting for myself, I took their guitars and reworked and repitched them and started sampling them in my sequence and layering them over different things. I would take Jerry's voice and warp it and start playing around with that over other tracks. I did a live stream that Bob Weir was also on, and his manager saw my set and called him. The Garcia estate, his daughter Trixie Garcia, reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do an official remix for the 50th anniversary of his first solo album, which was just crazy. Jerry's voice is like my uncle's. It's the voice that I heard the most in my house growing up. It was overwhelming and an honor. Then they asked me to play at their festival and do these after parties for the last tour. When asked if she was worried about remixing Garcia, for sure. The pressure was so intense and so real. There are some old school deadheads that fucking hate what I did. They were not afraid to let me know. At first, that made me really sad because I'm just trying to bring this music to my community. But I had a few amazing moments that made it all matter to me. I played my first Dead House show in Eugene, where I'm from, and this father and son flew in from LA and New York to come to the show. Afterwards, the dad pulled me aside and was like, we're a dysfunctional family. My son and I do not get along, and we hate each other's music. I'm a deadhead and he's a raver. This was the first 2 hours that we've been in a room and shared happiness, affection, and joy together. Thank you so much for providing that. Kind of what we do as deadheads. Okay, now, LP Giobbi is currently touring all over the place on her All and an Airstream tour with DJ Tennis. You can find tour dates and dates for the DNC after parties on her official website, which I will link below. I am also going to link the Billboard article that I got a lot of this from, out of respect, and it's a good article. I kind of summarized the whole thing, but seriously, man, that's why we're doing Dead 101. I want to dig deeper into your usual Dead content. We love Jerry and Bobby and the boys and everything, but we've heard a million stories. But there are other stories, Dead adjacent, that we don't get to hear. Some of the younger Deadheads probably are very familiar with LP Giobbi. Some of you older farts like me may not be. But she's definitely in the fam. I mean, this is one of her shirts, so pretty groovy. Like I said, the new album is really good. I got it the other day. Definitely check it out if you get a second to do so. If you got an open mind about the music. Pretty psychedelic and trippy stuff on it. And hey, I got other things coming down the line. I'm working on some stories. I don't want to tell you what they are yet, but I am working on some other Dead 101s. I'll have other content, hopefully more hauls for you, other experiments, and a lot of people seem to like these Psychedelic Saturdays, so I'll keep that going as well. If you have any comments about what we talked about today, rather quickly, feel free to do so below. If you like me, you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos, share them, tell your friends, all that nonsense. I'm doing this for free and for fun, so why not? Let's get some good, current, positive, Grateful Dead content out here in the interwebs, and that's what I'm trying to do. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, no, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So please do that as well. All kinds of different content on all of those. So again, thank you for spending about 10 minutes with me, listening to me ramble on about a Dead fan, because that's what it's all about. Thank you for watching Dead 101, and in the meantime, be grateful.